So kind of what we expected a few weeks ago. This Bryce Harper saying goodbye, it's so underpublicized, I think, and nobody's really paying attention to it.
Talking about
I mean, they're trying to publicize it now in the Washington Post and talk about it that way, but I don't know that anybody really is gravitating towards it. It's not like it's not like it's going to be a sellout.
It's hard to put the paddles to a corpse when it's been lying on the street for 2 weeks.
At a 4 o'clock game?
I mean, the Nats are dead and buried. There's no playoff aspirations. It's going to be hard to get people out to the park, especially when the rain's coming later this afternoon. It's going to be an ugly day.
Yeah, and he did get to 100 runs, so he's turned that season around. After the All-Star break,
100 RBIs
much better.
For the first time in his
100
career.
RBIs, 100 runs scored. He's closing in on 130 walks.
Yep. His numbers are actually really
Bunch
good.
of home runs.
Yeah, he had a 6-week stretch where he couldn't hit a ball, but I mean, he made up for it. I mean, his on-base percentage is almost 400. Was he got 34 bombs, something like that?
Yeah, and he says the best part
had a really good year.
I'm only 25 years old.
I know, it seems like he's been around
scary
forever.
to think about it.
Seems like he should be a 30-year-old.
Barris Faluga's got a great article in the Post. I don't know if you guys read, probably did, about it. And he says, I'd love to play here. If I'm not, he says, I've always said if I'm in those plans, I'd absolutely love to be here. But if I'm not, there's nothing I can do about it. I'd love to play next to Robles or Soto or Eaton. I'd love to, but am I in those plans? I have no idea. And then he just talks about sort of living around here. And he goes, when I talk about D.C., I get giddy. I get happy because it's me. It's what I know. I don't know anything else. I don't know what it feels like to play for the Dodgers. I don't know what it feels like to play for the Yankees. I don't know what it feels like to play for anybody that you look at. I don't know. He says...
Might know soon.
He says, this has kind of been like my college and high school, like all in one. And they talk about like his favorite restaurants that he goes to, his little hangouts. And then he said...
A good window into Bryce Harper, which you don't get that often.
He said, I grew up here. I was 19 years old, living in Arlington, Virginia, driving up 395 every single day. Then you get married while you're here. You live with your wife here. You kind of built your family a little bit. That's what you know. He goes, I love it because about all the time. He said, he doesn't want to be, he wants to go here. He wants to go there. Really? I didn't know that. Thanks for telling me. I appreciate it. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting. He says, I know what it feels like to walk into the clubhouse as a Washington National. And atmosphere was with the Washington minute of it. So kind of almost a second little plea there from Bryce. I do think it's interesting that here we are this close to the end of his run, and he doesn't have a good sense, at least publicly, if the Nats want him or not, which tells me maybe they don't. At that price. Obviously, if all
if he really wants to play here, he could play here. He just doesn't command to $400 million.
Yeah, but he's not going to take a match just like anybody. He's not going to take some massive cut.
But he's not stupid. He understands that.
And they've prepared to move on. They have prepared.
Well, they have to
with Soto and Robles and Eaton.
They can't just shut down the franchise because he won't be here.
I almost get the sense that Rizzo's butt sized to show off how well he did to replace him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's an ego involved.
We'll be good.
But he also knows that his bosses probably aren't going to spend the $350 or whatever it's going to cost to keep him.
Yeah.
Well, that if you do,
especially when you've got two pitchers that are making $210 and $175.
And if you do, it makes it tougher to re-sign other guys like Rendon.
Right, you got Rendon. Rendon, by the way, has had an awesome year.
Yeah.
He's hitting .325. He's got roughly 25 bombs. He's got 92 RBIs.
Yeah.
I mean, he missed some time, too. He's had a great year. Yeah. So you think that he's not going to command as much as Bryce Harper.
He'll command a good amount, though.
He's a great player.
He'll be expensive.
But they need more players. I mean, they need at least one, maybe two more pitchers.
It's a business.
Yeah. I know.
And everyone involved knows it.
But it is strange that he just has no idea publicly, his quote is, if the Nats want him. It tells me.
Maybe he's just saying all the right things publicly, though.
He might be, but it just tells me they're not very close.
Just like Kirk Cousins did.
Tells me they're not very close.
Very good point.
Kirk Cousins.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how close they are.
I don't think they're that close. If he's flat out saying, I don't know if they want me.
Yeah. Well,
it can't be that close.
Well, what if Boris is going? Yeah, he'll play here. Give him 10 years, $400 million.
That's probably what they are doing.
Would you sign him?
I don't know what I would do. I really don't know what I would do.
Speak on a side note.
If it's your business,
I really don't know, Jason, because I can see arguments for both.
Brought up Kirk.
I really could.
No, but I'm saying if it's your money, if it's the learners.
Yeah. I don't know, more $2 billion. I don't know. I really don't know what I would do.